Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at what the next Zombies map could be. In the base version of Black Ops 6, we obviously started with this map, Liberty Falls, and we have Terminus. By the way, I'm just playing this game in Liberty Falls as I'm talking to you. This isn't pre-recorded footage. I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to chat to you while I also level up this lovely assault rifle. We would take a screenshot with that fire behind it. That could be the thumbnail for this. So yeah, we got Liberty Falls and Terminus, which was pretty generous at launch, to be honest. I know we've had more before, but compared to Black Ops Cold War, it was nice getting two maps. And regardless of what everyone thought at the beginning, I really do think of Liberty Falls as kind of a full map. I really like playing this. When I've been leveling up guns, I've actually enjoyed playing this a little bit more than Terminus. So I think it's been absolutely great having two maps. But we do know that because we're so lucky, we're also going to be getting another map this year in Season 1 Reloaded, so probably like early to mid-December. We're going to be getting another Zombies map, the third Zombies map, added to the game. Now, I've been trying to think about what this could be, and it's worth noting at this point, just for anyone who's new to the channel, I don't go in for leaks or data mines or anything like that. I try to avoid reading any leaks or watching any videos about leaks. I don't read anything about data mines or anything like that. I think it just spoils the surprise. I like the reveals. I want to be surprised when we see like cool trailers and stuff. It's always nice being surprised. So if you know of some information from leaks that contradicts something I'm guessing at in this video, you don't need to let me know. Please don't let me know. I kind of enjoy the speculation. I think stuff like that's a lot of fun. So I don't need people coming in and spoiling all of our fun. But anyway, let's get out of the way the sort of most obvious idea about what the next map could be. And that's Avalon. So, at the end, oh, and by the way, there will be talk from both of the Easter eggs from these maps. So there will be sort of spoilers for the story Easter eggs. If you haven't done them yet and you want to see the story for yourself, maybe go finish those, then come back to this video once you've done them. But anyway, now back into spoiler territory for the current Easter eggs. At the end of the Terminus Easter egg, you find out, kind of confusingly, that Richtofen is supposedly heading to Avalon. Now, I say confusing because we saw in the Liberty Falls, don't know what you'd call it, not like prologue cutscene, the first cutscene that starts when you first start Liberty Falls, the Richtofen actually got sucked into the Dark Ether. And that's meant to be happening at the same time as Terminus. That cutscene in Liberty Falls takes place at the same time as the Terminus map, all the events in Terminus. And then what we're playing now in Liberty Falls is actually the day afterwards, because Blanchard talks to us saying, hey, by the way, I've been stuck holed up in a mansion all day. So we know this is kind of the day after that. So anyway, we know that Richtofen's been sucked into the Dark Ether, so it's super weird that SAM tells us that Richtofen's going to Avalon. But anyway, that's kind of given everyone the impression that Avalon is going to be the next place. And it kind of makes sense with what we've seen of Season 1 so far. Call of Duty put out a very short video this week where they showed off some of the multiplayer maps coming in Season 1, and they're all in Avalon. They're all taking place on that bigger map. We already have like 5 maps in the multiplayer that take place in Avalon. So there's like Red Card is at the football field there. The what's it called, Skylights, the big fancy mansion-y type thing, the penthouse, that's on there. And then also Lowtown and Steakhouse, and I want to say there's one other, maybe Babylon is on there as well. I'm not really sure. Anyway, there's like 5 of the multiplayer maps on it, and all 3 of the new ones that they've shown off so far also taking place in Avalon. So it kind of makes sense if they're going for some kind of maybe coherent theme that they would do all of the maps from Avalon, and zombies would be included in that. That kind of makes sense. Can't argue with it too much. Maybe we're chasing down what Richtofen's been up to in Avalon, what he's been doing, trying to get into finding out what's going on with his research in the Dark Ether, what he's been doing with Samantha Maxis, what he knows about her, because we sort of found out that SAM isn't actually Sam Maxis, that it's just an AI built using Maxis as kind of a template. But it does sound like Richtofen says in the cutscene for Liberty Falls that Maxis has been trapped. It's like, you won't escape. she, and then SAM rather cryptically says, I already have. It's kind of hard to tell which part of this is Maxis and which part of it's SAM. Maybe some of you can clear it up in the comments for me. Who's talking to Richtofen in that opening cinematic? Is it SAM or is it actually Maxis talking then? But anyway, regardless of what's been happening, maybe that's what we'll be doing. Maybe we'll be heading to Avalon, running around, you know, maybe like the casino. That could be quite a cool zombies map. Maybe one of the hotels or something like that. Or maybe it'll even be something like, a few of us had the idea that maybe it'll be something that's not an Outbreak map, but more similar to an Outbreak map. You know, Terminus was pretty big. We had a vehicle, we had the boat, so we could get around the different islands. Maybe they could have a big chunk of Avalon where you actually like move between different points of interest in a Jeep like you do in the campaign. That's maybe a possibility. Don't know. That could be cool. Maybe they'll just bring Outbreak back. Who knows? But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I do think like Avalon, it's so weird if you look at it as a multiplayer map. I did a whole video, actually I've done 2 videos now, looking around it in the multiplayer CODcaster mode in private games. You can actually see that it is pretty much like a fully fledged zone, like a war zone map, with roads between it, lots of little villages and things, loads of little points of interest that aren't multiplayer maps yet. Originally, I was thinking, oh, this is just a Warzone map that must be pretty much ready to come out, because it seems like the whole map is done. But the new multiplayer teasers that they've released actually look quite different from the version of Avalon that we've seen. Cassian on my Discord pointed out that there's like a whole mountain that is in the new trailer that isn't in the version of Avalon that we can fly about. Oh, 800 kills, that's good, 800 critical kills. Which implies there's a fairly significant difference. There we go. Didn't waste too many points with that. And there's a few other little differences as well, like where the helipads are, the buildings don't quite match up. Which makes me think maybe if Avalon is coming as a Warzone map, maybe we'll be waiting a little bit longer. Maybe it's an earlier draft or something. Absolutely no idea. But obviously all of that space could be used for zombies. Imagine if we had something that was like a kind of weird hybrid of round-based zombies, but taking place on a map that's as big as, like, you know, Urzikstan from MWZ, or, you know, an even bigger version of Outbreak. That could be super weird. I'm not sure if people would be very happy about it, especially trying to search for Easter egg steps. Could be an absolute nightmare on a map that big. But it's definitely possible. Maybe they could do something crazy like that. But anyway, all of this has really just been a preamble for what I really want to talk about, which is what I think the first map's going to be. I don't think the first map's going to be Avalon at all, just because we know our zombies crew is heading to Avalon as like their first stop. That doesn't necessarily mean that has to be the next map, because we sort of have 2 storylines going on in Black Ops 6, and although they are connected, I don't see why they couldn't just carry on the Liberty Falls storyline instead. So in the Liberty Falls cutscene that was released ages before the game came out as like a trailer for zombies, it showed Richtofen waking up in a big mansion. And it's a cool mansion, had a big T-Rex statue for some reason. I'm not really sure what that was about. All looked very, very cool. Anyway, grab some scrap. Let's move up. We didn't get to play in that mansion at all. That's not on the Liberty Falls map. So it seems slightly weird that we had it as kind of a what's the word? A prologue, a sort of pre-cinematic for this map, and it all took place in an area that wasn't on this map. You know, there's some big, nice houses over there, but nothing on the scale of a mansion. We didn't get to see anything. I think people are assuming, unless we've been told specifically, that this is actually the base. Like, this is the base where everything's been kicking off, so the mansion should be up there somewhere. Maybe that's a part of it. That's the kind of, like, roof of it over there at the back of the graveyard. That would kind of make sense. Again, let me know in the comments if I'm missing something here, but I'm assuming that could be part of the mansion, and then that's kind of the actual base. But we didn't get to play in any of that. We didn't get to experience anything to do with the Richtofen fight. I thought before going into this map that we would start off in a town and then maybe work our way up to the mansion, and then we would maybe, you know, be able to recover Richtofen's Wunderwaffe and then heads down into the labs because he seems to go from the mansion into the labs. There's some sort of secret entrance there. I thought that's what was going to be happening. But instead, we just stayed in Liberty Falls, and we actually ended up engaging with someone completely different. Let's go see him. We ended up engaging with a completely different character. Now, it's worth pointing out here, just for people who haven't really been following the zombie story. Where is he? He's not up there yet. There's Blanchard talking. He's the security advisor who's holed up in the mansion at the moment. And here we go. Panos. So Panos is one of the workers who was here. One of 3 workers from the labs who was about in Liberty Falls. And the other 2 died and he got stuck in a dark ether. There he is. And now again, I am going to spoil stuff from the cutscene in this. But basically, you've been warned, spoilers. What ends up happening is Panos tricks us into setting up a load of devices that has the overall effect of freeing him from the dark ether and replacing basically his position in the dark ether with us. So we as operators get trapped in a dark ether and Panos is freed. That's what happens. That's the story of this map. Now, the operators we're meant to be playing as in Liberty Falls aren't the original Zombies crew, like I was starting to say earlier. They're just random operators, you know, like whoever you choose to play as, you're just an operator that looks like that. You're not really a character in the Zombies storyline. It's just a security team that was come to help clean up the mess. And so we've been trapped in Liberty Falls, in a church really, in that spot of the dark ether. I'm not sure if that means that we could travel to other parts of the dark ether or if we're just there forever. But that's the idea anyway. That's where we're trapped. I wonder if I can do the Deadshot Daiquiri Easter egg here. I keep getting distracted, but let's give it a go. For some reason, whenever I'm doing this on stream, easy as anything. Whenever I'm trying to do it in a video, absolute nightmare. Right, let's try it. 1, 2... I think I fired too many bullets. Yep, fired too many bullets. God damn it. I need to set my trigger sensitivity a little bit lighter, maybe. Anyway, so, yeah, our bunch of operators end up getting trapped here in the dark ether. Then we see Panos basically just walk out into Liberty Falls. So this story is very, in my mind, unresolved. That Panos is about in Liberty Falls as kind of a villain that just got us all trapped. There's a bunch of operators trapped in the dark ether in this church. Blanchard is still trapped in the mansion, in Richterfon's mansion. And there's still this massive base, which is where it seems like maybe the Forsaken was captured in that big device. And SAM was created. And maybe Samantha Maxis is somehow able to breach the dark ether. I'm not really sure. Something weird's going up there. But that feels like a very sort of unresolved ending to me. It feels like there's a lot of unfinished business up here. So my thoughts on what the next Zombies map could be is that it's essentially Liberty Falls Part 2. That we move from Liberty Falls. Maybe we would start in this church building in the dark ether, and the first step is us escaping, and then we break out and go down this path and go up to the mansion. Because you can't get to 2 sides of the church. You can't get to the other side of it and the back of it. So maybe it could literally continue on from this, where we are the same operators that got stuck in there. You start off trapped in a dark ether. We do something at the very beginning. Maybe there's a part of the map that's in the dark ether, and we get to do something in there. Then maybe Maxis helps us out and gets us out of there to go track down Panos. Maybe Blanchard can do something that saves us. Something happens that gets us out of there, and then we head up to the mansion to track down Panos, assuming that he went to the mansion just because then we'd get a new area rather than just playing in Liberty Falls again. And then maybe end up going to Lab 2. Or maybe it'll end up being a 3-part thing. And, like, Part 2 would just be Richterfon's mansion. And, you know, it would kind of end with us getting access to the labs. And then Part 3... Oh, there's the Easter egg guy. And then Part 3 could be us actually getting into the labs. And the third part could be labs. I wouldn't be sad if that's what happened. If, like, there were 2 storylines running across this year, and so we ended up with Liberty Falls and then 2 more, like, expansions to it, like Liberty Falls Part 2 and 3, And then we ended up with Terminus and that story, you know, Peck and Mayer's story with Weaver and Strauss and Gray and all of them tracking down Richterfund's leads, you know, Richterfund himself in the other set of stories. And it could kind of alternate. So Season 1 Reloaded, we could get Liberty Falls Part 2. And then Season 2 Reloaded, maybe we'll get the sequel to Terminus, we'll get the Avalon map. And then so on. And hopefully, you know, they'll take us to some crazy locations there. I really hope so. I was trying to think of, like, what places from the campaign would make for really good zombie maps. Because obviously it's, you know, relatively likely that we'll end up getting something from the campaign as a future map. You know, maybe it could be that creepy lab. I can't remember what the name of it is, but if you played the campaign, you know what I'm talking about. The creepy lab. You could kind of imagine that being something. I'm not sure about any other locations. Maybe you could have a, like, deserty zombies map from that big wide open map in the campaign. Who knows? If you've got any ideas, again, let me know in the comments. What campaign missions would make a really good one? You might have to describe them a little bit because I won't remember them from the titles. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So yeah, to summarize, I think we might get a continuation of this storyline, tracking down Panos, trying to stop him, trying to work out what's going on there, heading into Richterfund's mansion and then into the labs, maybe all in one map, maybe in 2 separate maps. And then in separate seasons, we'll get a continuation of Terminus's story. And then obviously for the final season, they could kind of bring them together, where we'll probably be playing as the proper Zombies crew, but maybe we'll get help from our operators that have spent some time in a dark ether. I think that would be really cool. I'd really like that. I just enjoyed Liberty Falls so much more than I expected. I think that could be a really fun way for them to do it. But let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is absolute nonsense? Would you be annoyed if the next map didn't have the Zombies crew in it? Because I think that's the one sticking point that makes me doubt this a little bit, is they've made a big deal of there being a Zombies crew. Are they really going to have any more maps where we don't actually play as the Zombies crew? Or, you know, they could even introduce new characters, you know, new characters that they whack in the battle pass or whatever, who are new Zombies characters. I suppose they could do something like that if they wanted to as well. The possibilities are endless, but this is all just fun speculation. Like I said, I don't know anything about leaks or data mines or anything like that. I just have a fun time thinking about all of this stuff. Wherever they go, I really hope the next maps are a little bit crazier, a little bit more out there. I think, while I really like Liberty Falls and Terminus, I genuinely think, in terms of mechanics, this is probably the best. I think this is the best Call of Duty Zombies has ever been. I just hope the maps can kind of live up to it. And while Liberty Falls and Terminus have been fun, they're a little bit ordinary. You know, Terminus does still feel like a military base. Liberty Falls is cool as a town, but it's not like, you know, super interesting to look around. I'd love to see some crazier locations like what we saw in the Chaos story. And obviously, in the Terminus Easter egg, with them starting to refer to the Chaos story, who knows, maybe that'll even open the door for them to do something really wild, like throw us into, you know, we've had the Titanic and the Colosseum and ancient Greece and a big haunted house back then. Maybe we could have more of like a Chaos style map. You know, of the prestige levels and everything like that, they have been trying to do like an homage to earlier Black Ops games. Maybe they could do some Black Ops 4 stuff where it's like, hey, so we've got one like Chaos style map where things are gonna get weird. I wonder if with my Pack-a-Punch Jewel of the Drake I can exfil. Let's end the video with a round 11 exfil. I'm pretty sure I can, I just don't have any kill streaks. But how hard could it be to exfil around 11? I haven't opened up the bank or anything, so I don't actually know where this will be. I've got plenty of money, so I can get wherever I need to. I'll probably just run through the motel to get over there. Better if I do this, I get the ray gun now, because I'm about to leave. No. Got flashbanged. Cool. Oh yeah, the exfil's just outside. They're not doing it on the roof. It's weird when it does this. Right, where's the abomination? Where are you? By the way, this is definitely not the most efficient way to go in for camos. Don't go to round 11 then quit. That would be a terrible idea. I don't think I've ever exfilled this early. Do you not even get an abomination this early? Because I suppose normally you get an abomination for the first time at round 15. Looks like this is just all the zombies I'm going to get, because it says I need to kill 4 more. There's 3, and there's 1 behind me. Oh, well, that's a really easy exfil. Round 11 exfil. Very simple, apparently. That was just like a nice little day out in Liberty Falls, really. Let's hop on. I swear I could just hear another zombie there. Is that just from this cutscene? Or is that me, because I am Brutus? Brutus is a very funny character to play as zombies. I hope they add some more sort of sillier characters like that, sillier operators with the first battle pass. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's going to be way more Black Ops content to come, and there's already a lot of zombies content on the channel for you to check out, like a guide for new players, as well as me showing you kind of how to get from round 0 to 21 with no cuts or anything like that, again to help new players do this. And there's some stuff about Avalon and its place as a new Warzone map, so make sure you check out the rest of my channel, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.